Hey, hey, Mega Moms. Jessica Hensley here with Real Estate Mega Moms, and I am joined by two of our rockstar real estate agents in our inner circle, Nikki Nail and Lauren Clark. Hopefully, I pronounced both of those right. Clark's pretty easy, and Nail really is easy too, unless you pronounce it differently.
You got it.
You got it.
Well, today we have a really fun episode. We're going to be talking all about Reels. We see, I mean, it's the newest thing. I don't know, did Reels come out last year? I feel like it's really just kind of hit its stride in 2021. Were you guys doing it before that?
Not really.
Not really?
Started this year.
So it's probably like an iteration of like a longer version of a story, right? We've been doing stories for a few years. So ladies, let's start with Nikki. Tell us about your business, where you're located, and how are you using Reels in your business?
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. I'm located here in the greater Baltimore area, and I service Baltimore and Central South Pennsylvania. So I'm dually licensed, and I've been selling real estate since 2002. So this is going to be 20 years. I got in when I was young.
Crazy. Yeah.
Crazy how time flies. But yeah, it'll be 20 years. And my volume this year was right around 15 million just by myself. With my husband, I got licensed this year to help me run around a little bit. But yeah.
Are you getting business from your Reels this year?
I am. So what I did this year was I incorporated a lot of video because everyone's been talking about it and I got nervous. I didn't want to do it, but I just kind of bit the bullet and did it. And honestly, I just made it fun and I made it my personality. I didn't really follow anybody else. I just kind of do my own little thing and I listen and watch Reels anyway. So I figured, why not use some of those lip syncing and some of the other little fun, groovy techniques that people are using and put my own little spin on it and show my family. I try to show my family more than anything because I want people to see who I am. And that's a big part of me right now. So.
Oh yeah, and it kind of gets addictive, you know, whenever I do one, I'm like, okay, what else can I do? And I'm kind of searching but I have the hardest time with kind of coming up with the idea. So
Yes.
Lauren, let's go ahead and talk to you as well and tell us where you're from and how you're incorporating Reels in your business.
Yes. Well, I am a newer agent. I got licensed earlier this year, and I'm with Magnolia Realty in Dripping Springs, Texas. So I'm about 20 minutes west of Austin.
And okay, so is that Chip and Joanna Gaines or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I actually got to see them for the first time at our Christmas party last week, so that was pretty exciting.
Awesome.
But yes, so being a newer agent in a small town has been difficult because everybody already has who they're going to use and they all know everybody. So Reels and social media is a great way for me to kind of catch the people coming in from out of state, moving in, to this area where they don't know anybody. And that has been, social media has just been a huge thing for building my business in that way. Being new to the area, because my family and I just moved here about 18 months ago. So new to the area and newer to real estate. So Reels has been awesome for me, along with social media.
Okay, so where are you guys posting your Reels? Where are they going?
I'm posting Reels everywhere. So I create them in Instagram and then I share them in my story. Obviously, they're in Reels by itself. I use different hashtags depending on what type of reel I'm doing. And then I'll save the file and then I'll upload it to my Facebook stories. I'll make a Facebook, are they called Reels on Facebook? I can't remember if that's what they're called, but I like make a real version of whatever Facebook has. And then I'll just copy and paste everything. And then I also just created a TikTok and I save that same file and send it to TikTok. So I'm getting several thousand views on one reel throughout the different platforms that I'm using.
Is that the same for you, Nikki?
It is. The only other thing I do too is I just started uploading them to the YouTube Shorts because Google right now, the analytics for Google are actually better than any of them. It literally pops up when you look me up on the Google My Business and everything, all my reels come up with the YouTube as well. So that's kind of cool too. So it's another one to incorporate. And you can use the same video. Like I use the same thing and just take the little watermark off and use it everywhere.
Okay, so I uploaded one to Instagram yesterday, and it was just like an organic. I just was talking. I was getting ready, so I was trying to do one of those makeup things. I don't know that I really succeeded, but it was all right. But anyway, I added music to the background, and so I tried to download it after the fact, and I think that's where I messed up. And it said it was going to download without audio, which obviously that doesn't help me. So you have to download it before you hit publish, right?
Yeah, so I download them and save them to my phone as like if you do it in Instagram, there's a little download at the top. It's the easiest way to do it because it gives you no watermark or anything. You can kind of crop your photo and it's gone. The other thing too is if you use InShot, you can download it from Instagram if you want to record it in Instagram, put it up in InShot, and you can add your music there as well. And that seems to be the easiest way. Other words, you kind of have to search for that music on TikTok and Instagram. I haven't found a way around that yet. Everyone I've talked to has said you kind of have to search for it, but they're all there. You just have to find them.
Yeah, and it seems like it's easier to find the music on TikTok to me. Like I have problems trying to find music on Instagram. I don't know.
Okay. And the lip sync.
Lip syncing? Oh, I think she might have froze. Unless that's me. Lauren, are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay. All right. Well, so what about you? Are you downloading those before you hit publish? I'm sure that's the only way to do it.
No, I'm actually going in and saving them after I've published them.
And it saves with the audio?
It saves with the audio, and it does have the little watermark on it, and that's the file that I'm uploading to TikTok. So it does have the Instagram thing. And I have watched a YouTube video, Nikki, you probably know how to like remove the watermark. I've seen how to do that, but I kind of didn't care enough to do that extra process. So I'm just kind of sending it over to Facebook with the Instagram logo on it, and it's still boosting it out to 1,000 to 2,000 people per reel. So it's fine with me.
Okay, well, I'll have to play around with that some more. So I think that the $1 million question is, where are you getting your inspiration? What type of content are you posting? And then also, how is it actually attracting business for you?
Nikki, you want to go first?
Okay. Sorry if I keep freezing. I'm like, my inspiration is just kind of giving one piece of value to each reel. So every time I try to get one little piece of value, nothing big. Some of them I overwhelmed people and I did the views. So the quicker it is, under 12 seconds, and I try to give one piece of value to I try to go for first-time home buyers and sellers because those are my niche. But I say stick with your niche and go for one little piece. Say, my best ones were how to pay off your mortgage early. Buy this, not that. And I'll show like a house that's their neighboring houses and why buy the fixer-upper over the one that's already fixed up. That type of value. I've tried to add value to people too.
That's smart. So I was going to ask you what the length of time was because, man, that is so tough. And I kind of get annoyed actually going through reels when they're like 5 seconds or 10 seconds. I'm like, I want more. So I'll watch it a couple times so I can actually read what they put. But so you're saying under 12 seconds is like the best.
Well, and Jessica, with that, that's actually a strategy that I have heard is what you're supposed to do. If you have like a really good hook, and then it's like an interesting short video, and then you have not the comment, what's it called? The little caption that you write. You're supposed to write a longer caption because when people sit there and they read the caption, it counts as more views and then it boosts it into the algorithm more. So that's another reason that you'll see like kind of a catchy shorter video and then a longer comment, because that's actually what they're trying to get you to do. So
I figured. I'm playing right into it. That's awesome. So what type of videos are you posting, Lauren?
I'm trying to do, from the inner circle, like the 3 pillars kind of thing. So I'm trying to do different things about my specific area. So that's kind of my niche. I'm trying to stick to the Dripping Springs area, although I can do real estate in Austin and Lakeway and Wimberley and all the different places. but I'm trying to focus down into just Dripping Springs. So I'll do, I did one the other day of our little historic downtown Mercer Street where it was really fast. It was just like, I think maybe 15 transitions of short videos of just the area. And then do all the hashtags based on that, like hashtag Dripping Springs, destination Dripping Springs, like all the things that like inbound travelers would kind of look up hashtags on where to go. And then I do really cool property tours. And then, well, I guess I do 4 things. And then I do just funny things that are kind of about me that I think would just build more rapport and like, you know, trust and like just ways people can connect with me. And then finally, just kind of humorous real estate content with more information and like education in the comments or the comment section for people to read through. So that's kind of what I do. I don't have a strategy like today I'm going to do this one, next day I've got a little bit of ADD and ADHD. And so it kind of just like whatever kind of pops and whatever I'm feeling is what I post that day. But I just started doing Reels about 3 weeks ago, and I've almost been doing one a day. And so I'm kind of still in that real fun, like, let's do this every day. And I'm sure people are super annoyed, but everywhere I go now, people talk about, oh, I love your Reels. They're so funny. It brightens my day. So it seems to be working, even though I may be annoying a few people.
I love that. And before we end, which I mean, I still have more questions for you, but I would love to get both of your handles. And so everyone can follow you and kind of, I mean, hopefully you're okay and understand copycat. It's like the sincerest form of a compliment, right? So that's what I do. I like to follow other realtors and look at what they're doing for inspiration. Because I know for me, sometimes like my humor, I don't think that everybody really gets my humor. And sometimes I feel like it might come off as complaining. Like other realtors will find it funny. Like, oh, I did one about I'm a victim of a hate crime, and it was about appraisers whenever they underappraise a property. And so I'm not sure like the average consumer really understands that. So that's where I have problems of like trying to figure out the right content, because I don't want to come off as I'm complaining or I'm ungrateful for business. Do you guys ever think? I probably overthink on stuff like that.
Don't overthink it. That's the key. I do a lot of things with mom life too. I try to do funny ones with mom life, and I put my kids in it. I don't think you can really go wrong. I just think you have to do it. And I think a lot of people don't want to do it, but like the shorter the better. Don't go past 12, 15 seconds.
Yeah, I did one where I actually had to pause several times because I can't memorize. I don't know how these ladies do it where they memorize like 60 seconds of a lip sync. Like I can't do that yet. So I'll pause, every 5 seconds. And so there was one that was at least 60 seconds, but it was funny. I thought it was funny. I wanted to do it. So anyway, so shorter the better. Good tip.
Well, and if I say something about that also.
Yeah.
So, when I first was interested in doing Reels, because I saw another realtor, Chelsea Bucklew in Austin doing Reels, and I was like, I don't know how she does all these transitions and all these things, and I've got to do this because this is such a cool way to do real estate. And then I had a social media call with another realtor, and she kind of trained me on all this stuff. And she was like, and it was super quick, 30 minutes. And she said, the purpose of Reels is actually to copy. She said, so when you see other, realtors, and she said, go out of your network of just real estate and look at social media managers and artists and travel bloggers and all these different things, and save all of, like, if any of them speak to you, like save them. And the purpose of Reels is to copy, but you just throw in your own little flavor. So once she said that took off so much pressure. Like, okay, well, I can do this same little thing, and I'll just like add a funny transition or, a different caption or something like that. And so that really took a lot of the pressure off for me, knowing the purpose of Reels is to see so many different people doing the same thing and just kind of adding their own spin to it. So that was, that really took a lot of pressure off for me trying Reels, because I didn't have to come up with original content and think for hours and hours of what to do. So I wanted to say that also.
Yeah, that's really smart because I do think in today's society or just the way the social media algorithms tend to work is it's not about necessarily quality, it is about quantity, right? And so when you overthink something and you spend weeks or even hours posting something, you're not going to see the return on investment for that time as opposed to, oh, that's cute, let me quickly do that and just throw it up there. So I mean, not to say that there's no strategy at all. So, it sounds like Nikki, maybe you've been doing it a little bit longer on the reels. Do you have any strategies that you can share with us?
My story is like well. So I watch them and then, sorry, I watch them and then I do actually just try to copy them a little bit and add my own little transition in that's a little bit different. Or I try to almost imitate something else. Like I'll see one where somebody will do a really good tour of a house and I try to incorporate that into my new listing and I'll try to tour my house and use some of the same ideas. So I don't think the copycat thing is a bad thing. I think it's actually a good thing for Reels. It gets you more views. And I also remix once a month. I remix with another realtor or an investor who gives me ideas. I remix it. When you do the Instagram, you can remix, and that's really fun too. And I like.
So is
I
that
like.
kind of like duetting on TikTok?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so the remix, what do you mean when you remix it? Like you're just watching their reel and
Yeah.
it's okay. So
It
how do you do that
is.
and
You
why do you?
watch it. Yeah, so you basically watch it and you have your face next to theirs. And I always put comments and then I say, read, you have to do a call to action. So I'd say, read the comment below, read the caption below to learn why I say buying a foreclosure is a no-no. And then I'll post below why I say it is, for example.
So sometimes you're like disagreeing with them to kind of
Yes.
maybe get your perspective on it. Okay.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
good. I like and a lot of lenders have good content too, I've noticed.
Hmm.
I follow a lot of lenders on TikTok and some of them I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I love that. I love that. What has been your most successful reel that you've done?
Yeah, let me.
Sorry, either one. I'm sorry, I should say their names.
What's yours,
Lauren.
Lauren? You've only been doing it for a week. What's yours?
Okay, well, mine, actually, the one that I just posted like 3 days ago. So I don't know how many I've posted in the last couple weeks. It's probably like 20 or 30. And when you first start, you'll see that Instagram will boost it like crazy, and it's almost like to addict you, I think. Because my first two that I posted, I had 3,000 views, which for me, I only had like 575 Instagram followers at the time. That was huge to me because that was, so much more than what it would have done before. And so after that, when I started posting, it was like 300 views too. And I was like, well, what's wrong with this? These are even funnier. These are even better. And so I started testing a lot of the different things that the algorithm would maybe lean more towards. And so it seemed to me that every 3 days that I would post, I would have one that would hit, 1,200, 1,800, and then it go back down. So I did one a few days ago that hit 5,000 views. And for me, it's not viral, but it was exciting for me. And it was just a really funny one about the different buyers in the Austin market. And I used, I think, 4 different filters. And it was more complex because I would record it, I'd take it out of Instagram, crop it, and then upload it so that there was all these different ones. Anyway, it's my funniest one, and everybody loved it. So I had over 5,000 views on that one. And
Oh,
I
that's
even
awesome.
had someone who found me on Instagram, like even shared it on her Instagram and like told people about me. So I just thought that one really worked. That was great. So that's my
Oh,
best
that's
one.
cool. I'll have to go watch that. I wanna do the one about the apple. Have you guys seen that? I'm sure you have. Well, they're holding up an apple, and he's like, "There's an apple for sale," and, somebody says, "Oh, how much is it?" And he's like, "Nice try. You either want it or you don't." And then they have, like, this bidding war against the apple, and it's supposed to be, like, this parody of have you guys seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Okay, I'll be remaking that, and then I'll send it to you, later today. Nikki, what has been your favorite one so far? Not your favorite, your most successful reel so far.
Oh, I've had a couple hit like 15,000 and I thought that was a lot. So probably how much money do I need to buy
15,000
a
is a
house?
lot.
I get a lot of views. How much money you need to buy a house? That's one of my things for me. I'm trying to tell how many
I think you're cutting out. I'm not able to get that. Sorry. Well, I think what she said was how much money to buy a house was one of her favorite ones. And I mean, that is actually a really good topic, either stories, reels, live. I love that topic because it's definitely a misconception of how much money you have to have down. And I can see how that would, especially Nikki, you said that your niche is for first-time home buyers. So that's probably one of their main worries and concerns is how much money do I have to purchase a house in that area. So I love that. Well, sorry, everyone, we're having a little bit of internet difficulties. But yeah, so Lauren, do you have anything else to share regarding Reels? Any tips or tricks?
Well, yes, just to make it less scary for people. Really all that, I'm not using any fancy video equipment. I have like a $30 phone tripod that I use and just my iPhone. And I film almost all of them in my bedroom, just like half my bed's in the photo. Like you don't have to like have a fancy house, and you don't have to like have like my bed's usually messy. I just make that one side or something. And so really
that was me all last year in 2020. We had our podcast, at home because of the pandemic. And so I set my office up in my house, and it was like my one side of the bed, had the perfect pillows. And anyway, sorry, I can relate to that, Lauren. Oh, you're muted, girl.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah, for me, it was just like getting started because it was like really terrifying hitting like the send or whatever, like make it live. But then once you start seeing that people think it's hilarious or they love it or whatever, the more you put yourself out there, I feel like so few people are willing to do that, that when you do that, because video is the way of the future and the pandemic sent everyone onto the web, you're just gonna be able to set yourself apart if you try these things that are kind of a little bit scary to do. And then you'll just get more comfortable the more you do it.
And Nikki, I think that we have you back for a few minutes. Do you want to add anything real quick?
Yeah, sorry, my internet today. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I honestly, I just see consistency. I was doing like what Lauren was doing and a ton of them at a time. I realized I just need to do 2 or 3 a week. If I do 2 or 3 a week, I can do it. It's easy. And I get a ton of followers from it. So it's not about doing a ton of videos a week or anything of that sort. It's literally just fitting them in here and there and posting 2 or 3 a week consistently.
Nikki, real quick, what is an example of a call to action that is prompting them to actually follow through and become a lead for you?
Check out my buyer guide or my seller guide in my link in my bio. That's my biggest. And I have a couple landing pages for that. And also different tips. I post different tips each month. I try to switch them up and put them into my link in my bio, and then like call to action is my link.
So you probably have a link tree in your bio, right?
Yes.
Okay, so those of you that don't know, I think you can probably just Google Linktree, and you can. It's a
free.
link. It's free. Okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can put like multiple links there. And then as far as a landing page, what a landing page is, it's a static web page that doesn't have like a menu at the top. So it doesn't confuse the people that go there. So they are there for one purpose, and that's to get whatever it is your freebie is. And you're asking them, it's in exchange for their information, for their email, their phone number, their name. And so what system do you use for your landing page, Nikki?
I use MailChimp. I send out a weekly newsletter, so I use MailChimp. I try to follow a lot of what you guys have taught. So I do the weekly newsletter, and people love it. The local events, I share everything from local events to what's going on with my family. And I get people who just literally call me and say they love my newsletter. So
that is so cool.
So, yeah, I love it.
I like that you're using MailChimp. I started out with MailChimp when I started Real Estate Mega Moms back in 2016. That was my original like landing page. And the cool thing about MailChimp is I think it was $10 a month or something. I know you can get add-ons and upgrade, but it's really easy to navigate. And you can insert videos. There's all kinds of formats. So yeah, MailChimp is like an inexpensive way to get into that. And it's easy.
It's easy. It's easy to use.
And then I was just going to say, I totally love everything you ladies are doing. And I think that you're totally right that when you jump on this bandwagon and you actually do the thing that's scary, you will definitely see the results. And I actually love it when something's more challenging or something, you're going to get a little bit more vulnerable. And because I know that no one else, or not no one, but most other agents in my market are unwilling to put themselves out there because they're afraid. They're afraid of what other people will think. They're afraid of looking silly. And once you overcome that and you just put yourself out there, I mean, that's like a surefire way to stand apart, So I 100% love that. There was something else I was thinking. Sorry, I jumped to Nikki because I wanted to capture you while you had your good internet. But really, this has been such a fun topic. Thank you, ladies, for coming on today and talking about Reels and hopefully giving some people some inspiration to be brave and put themselves out there. And you've given me inspiration as well. I will say I have not been consistent at Reels. I've just done it on a whim and tried to be, funny about it, but not with strategy. And I know anytime you put intentionality and strategy behind something, you're going to get a lot more return and a lot more out of it. All right. Well, thank you, ladies. Anything else to add?
No, thank you. Can't wait to follow you guys and copy some of your reels.
Absolutely. I want to figure out a way to like stitch them. I know there's a way to do it. Actually, Randy figured out a way to stitch our videos together, but maybe we could, us three, we could do a reel. That would be so much fun.
That would be fun. I'm in.
Okay, I'm going to hit end broadcast and maybe we can do a really quick strategy session with our mastermind, Janelle, that's behind the scenes here. So everyone, we will see you later and we'll be on our next show next Monday. Bye.